Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rondell Mitchell here today. Still currently social distancing. Currently watching Planet Earth, watching two rams crash their heads into each other. So, fun times. But on this video, I wanted to do a new update on GMass. Now, I'd created a video about GMass a couple months ago, and I kind of made it being lazy. I was on the fly when I made it, and I hadn't reactivated my account, so I couldn't show you guys exactly how to use it. And I had a couple negative Nancy's post in my comments about my video sucked or whatever. So in order to shut them up, and also just because I knew that the video wasn't that good when I posted it, but I still got signups off of it, so haha. But anyway, the point of this video is I'm going to show you how it actually works. Okay, and I'm going to cover some other things that you need to keep in mind as well. So let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, step number one: when you are using GMass, be mindful of the fact that you need to be using one of your emails that you don't care very much about. And what I mean by that is, don't use your main Gmail account to send out bulk email with GMass. Don't use your Gmail account that is associated with your YouTube channel, if you have one, to send out bulk emails with GMass. And don't use your Gmail account that's associated with your Google Docs, your Google Drive, or your Google Photos, or any other important things that you do with Google services if you aren't willing to lose them. Because in the event that you get into some type of trouble for sending out bulk email, you're going to lose everything associated with that particular email account. So keep that in mind. So your best bet, if you don't have a lot of different email accounts, is to start a new email account and start your GMass off very low. Okay, now for example, the email that I'm using right now is not a brand new email, but it's an email that I haven't actually sent any outbound messages in a couple years. And this particular email is my Get Paid with Mitch email. I used to have a YouTube account associated with it, but I don't use that YouTube account anymore. So if by chance something was to happen with this particular account, then it's not a big loss. But in the meantime, I'm starting to see some pretty decent results from me starting to use GMass again. All right. Now that's step number one. Step number two: if you're going to be doing high volume of emails, make sure that you have good emails. And it's going to cost you a little bit, but it'll be worth it in the long run because you'll be actually reaching the inbox of people instead of sending to a bunch of emails that aren't even any good. So what you need to do is you need to find an email validation software, whether it be Never Bounce or Zero Bounce. I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones out there, but if we click on the pricing here, you can see here that you can do a pay as you go. For example, the amount of emails that I loaded up into GMass this go round was 2,500 emails. And if you were to get those cleaned, it would cost you 20 bucks, and then whatever is left after they're cleaned is how many you would have to send. Hopefully you'd still have at least 1,800 to 2,000 left after they get cleaned. I can't really say. And to be quite frank with you, I'm such a cheap ass that I very rarely clean my emails. Okay, so you should be doing this, and I encourage you to do this, especially if you're doing a high volume of emails. But I figured since I'm only sending 2,500, why bother? Plus, I got my emails from a specific source. So if your emails are old or they came from an unreputable source, then you should absolutely do this. If they came from a better, more quality source, then you may not necessarily need to do this. But again, if you're doing it on a high level, you should go ahead and clean them. My personal recommendation is if you're doing 5,000 or more, you should probably go on and clean them. For example, if you wanted to clean 100,000 emails, it starts to get a little bit pricey. But you have to look at the big picture. For $400, you can clean 100,000 emails, and out of the ones that you clean, now you don't have to worry about a bunch of bounced emails and blocked emails coming back, spam traps, and all of the different things associated with bulk email that people are going to experience. Spam traps being the most detrimental to your sender reputation. So, once you get that squared away, you can start to actually use the tool. Now, in order for you to use the tool, you're first going to have to upload your leads into Sheets, okay, which is another Google tool. Okay, so if you come over to sheets.google.com, which is a part of a Google suite like Google Docs and all that stuff, you can see here that I uploaded my list on April 8th. Okay, so in order for you to do that, all you need to do is take a CSV file that you might have, click on the folder icon here, and then you would just simply upload that CSV file into Google Sheets. Once you have that in Google Sheets, now your Google Sheets, your Gmail can read your lead list, because Gmail and Google Sheets are sister companies or sister software. Okay, so you're automatically linked. So let's say, for example, I wanted to go and use my GMass right now. Now, I'm not going to, because my GMass actually just started a campaign right now, because every night at 10:45 it sends out 55 emails. Now, why am I only doing 55? The reason that I'm only doing 55 emails is because, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this particular account of mine is not it is not established anymore as an email account that sends out a lot of messages. I receive a lot of messages to it still, but I have not sent any outbound messages from this account in about 2 years. So it only makes common sense for you to go slow in the beginning, and then as you start to develop a sender reputation, then you can work your way up and send out a higher amount of email. Okay. Now, depending on whether you're using G Suite or just regular Gmail, we can look it up here. I think the max is 500 a day with regular Gmail, and if you have G Suite, you can send 2,000 emails a day. So let's look. How many emails can I send daily with Gmail? Okay, so you can see here, you can send emails to a maximum of 500 recipients per day through the regular Gmail website. If you are a Google Apps for Work user, which is what they call G Suite, your daily limit is, I'm not sure if that's right. I've always been told it was 2,000, but this says your daily limit is 10,000. Uh, Honestly, regardless of whether or not I was using regardless of not of whether I was using regular Gmail or the paid version of Gmail, I probably still would not try to go past 500 per day. Just because we're using regular email, this is not bulk email, okay? If you want to go to that level where you're sending out 10,000 plus emails a day, then you should probably sign up for a real bulk email software where you can actually send the bulk email from your own hosting server and all those different things. If you're just trying to play small, and still be taking massive action, then GMass is cool. But if you want to take massive action, you need your own you need your own bulk email software. And the bulk email software that I recommend will be in the description below this video. Okay, so now let's go back and let's come over here to Gmail. All right, so let's click on Compose, because actually, before we click on Compose, there was something that I wanted to show you. So you can see here, April 8th was the first day that I uploaded the leads and began my campaign. So just randomly, I chose 55 as the number of emails that I wanted to send out on a daily basis. Now, you can go above that, you can go below, it's up to your discretion. I just chose 55 because I like the number 55. So I started off with 55 because I felt it was a moderate number, it wasn't too high, and it was still high enough where I was actually able to get something done. Okay, now, when I scroll down here, you will see. Now, I'm not going to show you my actual message, but you can see the subject line that was going out to the people that I was messaging. It said, "Are you still looking?" And obviously, these were opportunity seeker leads, just to let you know that. Okay. Now, you can see this guy is not interested. This person was interested. Yes, I'm interested. This person was interested. This person was interested. That's three. Okay. That's four. And the reason that I can tell if they were interested or not, just in case you were wondering, is because I can see that I replied to them. If they weren't interested, I don't reply. Okay. Um, Now, these were the bad emails. This particular person said they're not interested. He was interested. She was interested. He was interested. Um, he was interested. So you can see I'm getting, out of only 55 emails, I'm getting a rather nice ratio of people who are showing interest in receiving more information. Now, the only troublesome thing to me as far as this goes is I'm getting too many bad emails. See, these are what you would consider a bounced email. Where it says address not found, that's considered a bounce. Okay. And if your account is responsible for tons of bounced emails, that gives you a bad sender reputation. And if you get a bad sender reputation, after a while, you'll start to receive warnings from Gmail and stuff like that, or they may just randomly shut you down. But obviously, it's not much of a problem as of yet because I have not heard any negative feedback from Gmail about the messages that I've been sending. So let's continue on, and you can see here this day I had a bunch of bad emails, and some of them says blocked. And that's what started to really worry me because I hadn't noticed them saying blocked. I had a lot of address not founds, but not too many of them were saying that they were being blocked. If it's being blocked, it kind of leads you to believe that there may be something a little more serious going on that you may be doing wrong that's triggering the block. But I'm not a computer scientist, so I really couldn't tell you. Um, but as we go down here, you can see. Let's find some more. She was interested. He was interested. These are not good emails here. She was not interested. And this is a numbers game. It's not something that you take personally. If they're not interested, they're just not interested. If you were a waiter and you ask a person if they want some extra napkins and they say no, then you're not going to cry about it. You're just going to go to the next table and see if they need those napkins. Same deal here. So, we just go through here. Um, I think that was something else there. She was interested. Uh, these emails just went out tonight. Like I told you, at 10:45 every evening, um, my new batch goes out. So these are fresh emails that are going out. These were all the bad ones. So in the morning when I wake up, and probably later tonight, I'll start to get the replies from the people who are either not interested or they are interested. Scroll down a little bit. This person wanted info. He wanted info. He wanted info. He wanted info. Okay. These are the bad emails here. And then you get this notification here each night after you've sent after you've sent your messages. So today is April 20th. I sent my first batch on April 8th. 55 times 12 is 600, like 660. So I've sent about 660 emails doing absolutely nothing because the only thing that I ever did was sent the initial email. Okay. Um, so, as we scroll down here, you can see more people who wanted info. I sent them info. I just sent you the info. So, overall, the purpose of me sharing this particular portion of it with you is just so that you know it works. The question is what are you sending inside the email? Are you being smart or are you being less than smart? Are you sending them um, links inside the email or are you asking for permission to send them a link? All of that is going to come into play. If you're just bombarding people's inboxes with spam links that they didn't ask for, then obviously your results and your response rate is not going to be very, very high. Whereas if you send the people a human email and you sound like a regular human being who's just trying to make a connection, and you tell them, hey, look, I got your name from so and so place, and at one time it looks like you were looking for different information on how to get paid working from home or working online or whatever the case. I just wanted to know if it was okay if I sent you some more information. If not, that's fine too. But if you want more information, just reply to this email and then I'll shoot it over to you. That's basically what I do. That's not verbatim, but that's overall 90% of what I say in the messages that I send. Um, so here's an example of how you would actually uh, send a message. Okay, so first off, let's say we wanted to do a new batch of messages. So I would click the caret here on GMass. Okay, now first thing we need to do is we need to find the list that we are going to upload. So I need to find that list. So prior content, are you still looking? So I've actually sent 715 emails. I thought it was 660, but it's 715. So that means I sent an additional day. Um, yeah, so you can customize the message. So if you have their first name in the USB in the CSV file that you had, you can include their name, you can include their phone number, their address, or anything like that, if that's required in the message that you're sending out. You can also set it up where it will send out automated follow-up emails. Now, the reason that you would use these automated follow-ups is for the people who are not responding. Okay, so if a person, for example, is getting your emails but they're not opening them, if they're getting the emails but they're not clicking on anything, if you have a link, which I don't personally recommend, but let's say you did have a link, if you have an email and they're not clicking on that link or they're not opening the email, then you can send the automated follow up. Okay, you can also schedule when you want those emails to go out, those automated follow-ups. You can send them right now. That's for basically for the message that you're going to send today, but you can put a pause in between the messages that you follow up and you can schedule those accordingly in terms of how you want them to go out. And then there's some advanced features here too. Now I'm not going to get into that real heavily on this one, but you can change your reply to email and You can suppress anyone who's received any of your previous campaigns, which just means you can prevent them from receiving anything else. Um, I'm trying to find. Okay, okay, I figured it out. So this is what I should have shown you guys at the beginning of the email, but I mean at the beginning of the video. But this is how you do it. So when you want to add your list of leads, you come up here to the top of the screen, and you can see here this little sheet, and then you click there, and then that will open up like this. And then what you do is you come in here and you find the particular sheet that is going to have the emails for the contacts that you're going to be sending your emails out to, and you select that sheet. And then once you select that sheet, let's say for example I select this one, and then I would just simply click on connect to spreadsheet. And then once I clicked on connect to spreadsheet, I can go ahead and start a campaign. And I can either compose a follow up, or I can click here and I can work with an existing campaign. And you can see here it's showing how many were already sent, but it's also showing how many did not open. So let's say I want to go ahead and send to those people who have not opened. Out of the 715 emails that I sent, I could also send again to the ones that did not open. I'm not going to do that today because I need to double check with GMass to make sure that the bounced emails and the ones who aren't receiving, like these right here, I need to make sure that if I do a rehash, which is what you call it when you send back to the same group of people again, if I do a rehash email, are these contacts still going to be in my list? Because there's a good likelihood that I probably have to go into my list and delete these bad emails myself. Because what you definitely don't want to do is do a rehash to all of the ones that never opened, and then you're going to get a gazillion of these bad emails all in the same message that you send. So you need to be mindful of that before you try to do a rehash. But I'm going to send a support ticket in to them to find out if I do a rehash, are all of these bad emails going to receive it? Because my instincts right now are telling me that if I were to do a rehash right now, that these people would probably receive the email again, all of the bad emails over the course of the last 12 days. So I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, but you can load up your campaigns and you can send to the people who didn't click. You and obviously it says 715 because I didn't use a link. Okay, so the best list for me to do a rehash to will either be to the people who didn't open or the people who opened. But see, the problem with the people who opened is some of them said they weren't interested. So I don't want to rehash to the people who opened and they said they weren't interested. Okay. And this is why it's important for you to keep a link in your email for people to unsubscribe. If they unsubscribe, they will be placed on the do not contact list within your GMass. If you don't put that link in there, the only way that you're going to prevent yourself from mailing to them again is by deleting them from your file and then uploading a clean file. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, that means that you would have to go in manually and find all of the emails of these people who have bad emails and the people who said that they're not interested. Then you would go into the original sheet that you had and you would find their contact information and delete it from your sheet. Then you're going to update your sheet and modify it with a new name so that you know you've cleaned it. So you might take this same info here and then put cleaned at the end. That way you know that all of the bad emails and all of the people who are not interested have taken their have been removed from your list, and now you can go ahead and blast that list out once again. So that is pretty much it for this video. As I come up with some more stuff, I'll do some new videos because there's still a lot more that GMass can do. But in the meantime, if you are looking to use GMass, just like I said in my previous video, if you sign up as a paid member of GMass, I will give you 1,000 opportunity seeker leads that you can use to start testing out this tool and possibly getting a few leads for your business opportunity or for whatever it is that you do. So yeah, that's how that works. And then finally, I will also leave the link below for the source where I got my leads from for this particular batch of emails that I've been sending out, because I get leads every day from the source that I use. So I'll put that in the description. And there was one other thing I said I would put in the description at the beginning of the video. I can't even remember what it was anymore. So I'll have to watch this video again before I post it so I can make sure that I get it in there. But yeah, so hopefully this helps you if you're trying to use email to market your business. It's all, especially you only have to do it one time. If you have a large list and you can basically set it and forget it. Write your email out, set how many people you want to receive the emails each day, and just click send. And then each day thereafter, it will do the work for you. So, it's a pretty cool tool, being that it's only a couple bucks a month to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you guys have any questions about anything you saw in this video, feel free to leave it down in the comments. If you want to enroll for GMass and get the free $1,000 leads, all you have to do is message me and let me know that you use my referral link. I'll run a report, and then if I see your email that you said you signed up for on the report, then I will send you the 1,000 leads. It's very simple. And then the lead vendors that I use, I'll put down in the description. And if you guys are interested in possibly working with me on other projects, I'll put a link to my primary business opportunity in the description as well. So finally, let's go ahead and end it here. I appreciate you guys watching for this long, and I will talk to you on another video.